On our orders to take you back, dead or alive. Which will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, dinhead? Ah, Rathima, it is well you're here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something right now. Ida has the right of it. He will perish if you delay. With me. He's not alone. Kill them! How did you know where to find me? Hold your ground. Reinforcements are coming. The more the merrier. Pound you all into the next Umbra era. Ida, less provoking, more pummeling. If you would be so kind. Vanguards, destroy them! Rathima, stay close to Biggs. How many of them are there? This is the last of them. More conducive to the merriment. Next time, you gotta be careful. Be careful what you wish for. Thanks. Another moment and I would have... Ugh. He's been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. Monument Tower, you say? Very well, Ida and I shall bear him there with all haste. Sid will be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Ah, I love reunions. I cannot thank you enough, Rathima. And the same goes to the rest of you. Thank you all so much. Oh, don't mention it. We are family, are we not? Well, yeah, yes. It's just I don't think I'd ever see him again. I owe the lot of you my life. And you saved Wedges too, Rathima. I'm losing count how many times I owe you. Biggs, Wedge. God, it's good to see you two again. Chief, it's you. It's really you. In our hearts, we knew you were still alive, but finally seeing the flesh. When Alphinaud told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? Enemy struck without narrowing a warning. We didn't stand a chance. Wedge and I were in the workshop when they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials had us at gunpoint. It must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand, though. How did the Garleans get there so fast? I mean, the Mortal Flames should have been seen them coming, right? I asked myself have asked the same question. That day, when I returned to the cottage to the Waking Sands, I noted not a missing horizon. Nothing at all to suggest the passing of an Imperial force. From this I concluded that they were Garleans who came neither by land nor by air. Nay, they were born there by teleportation magic. Magics used of the kind by Asians. Carry on. We were bound and blindfolded and bundled to the cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of an Imperial stronghold, Castum Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into a detainment cell together, while Minfelli and the others were taken elsewhere. That was the last we'd heard from them. Castum Sentry. What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but it was probably moons, or maybe only weeks. Then, without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us and put us on another vessel, which we found it was bound for Garlemald, much to our dread. We knew that if we were taken there, back there, we weren't like to leave again. So risky as though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude control while thereby forcing an emergency landing. And in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to stop our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. Ha, but I know better. I'd call that a likely story. Sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel? That would have been Biggs' handiwork, as like as not. You're always resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. Rathima, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. There are so many questions in my mind, but the answers can wait. Minfelli and the others still want for rescue. Alright, you lot. Garland Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for. Thanks to you, Biggest and Wedges, are with us again. Now we must find a way to rescue Minfelli and the others. Gods know we've been kept them waiting too long already. Based on what we've learned, I believe it's safe to say they're being held at Castum Sentry. So let's reconvene at Revenant's Toll in Dhona. It's as good a place as any to prepare and better than most. The road leading east and south will get you there. When we arrive, let us seek the advice of local adventurers. We're about to learn a thing or two from that will benefit our mission. Oh, the quest is done. Wait, there's a question here. Controls are really twitchy to me. Wow. I say, are you the... Oh, forgive me. I am Kalian, the Bannerman of House Highlander. Are you not the adventurer who provided our liege lord... proved our liege lord's innocence? Ah, it is you. You were forged of metal too, madam. I rejoice to meet you. For there's a delicate mission only a woman of most steadfast may be trusted with. From high upon Monument Tower, we keep watch over the doings of the Guardian Outpost. They have been far too active for our hearts' ease lately, and we must discourage these forays without resorting to outright hostility. Make a round of the 3 hotspots and look for any trace of the Guardians. Sir Piramons waits at the Oran Vale for your report. The Spear of the Fury to you and her Ruth as well. Yes, I'm a soldier of Garl. Why, this savage land is outside the fold of the Empire. 'Twould be strange indeed for you to say Garling here. You doubt me? I care not. Why would a soldier of Galramal venture into enemy territory? An enemy foolish and as well as barbaric, for none can resist our... What I mean to say is the mighty God... Damn it! Retreat! Retreat! All 3? You found Guardians at all 3 locations? You spied them slipping over the border from Mordona to survey something, but these forays must be more frequent than we thought. We must increase patrols in the area by Bidgie. I bid you beware, adventurer, if your first loose ways leads you to Mordona. Return safely and meet in our eyes in the wilderness again. There's a ruined camp to the west of here. You know the place? What I do is recover what I can from the site and bring it back here. The guild's good and the work's plentiful, but I'm feeling a bit done in, to tell the truth. It needs a little help if you're looking for some honest work. Use a sledgehammer to break the locks on the crates and bring back the few of the boxes inside. Say 3. The Crystal Tower is more than my chosen field. It's a passion. The structure of such magnitude could appear overnight, on the heels of a calamity. In the 5 years since, its mysteries have resisted my patient courtship. But I will wear down its modesty, or my name is not Mpa Tayun. You know the crystallized plain to the west of Reborn is told, do you not? All my research today points to an important discovery to be made in that glittering expanse, likely the key to the tower itself. And yet I'm justly barred from a closer look at those crystals. By Nixes! Now, do you understand, do you not? They must die, these Nixes. I will not suffer them to keep me from penetrating the secret of the tower. Well met, friend. What brings you to Revenant's Toll? Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive at XIV Sentry, and you want to rescue them. I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The stronghold has been on high alert of late, with armored patrols seen about the perimeter around the clock. Not even if I could get within 100 yards of the walls undetected. If the Guardians are religious are coming, we cannot know what they will do to manipulate the others. We must act with the greatest stealth. It has to be good old-fashioned infiltration. But with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in? Well, I have a mind to walk through the front door. Huh, the front door? I would disguise yourself as Imperial troops and march right in. For this, we'll need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of magic armor, and impeccable timing. That's certainly a bold strategy, but it just might work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing those Imperial bastards, they won't even suspect that we savage ARs and so we think to use their technology. Then it's settled. If you're determined to go ahead with this, I'd recommend you speak with Glomont. If the fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire and happens to know a deal about XIV Sentry besides, I've no doubt he'll want to be of aid. Ada and I will go reconnoiter the Guardian activity at the stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we had a chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready, Rathima. Let's do this. Sometimes I wonder, Ida, are there ever times you are not enthused? I'm nothing if not enthused, Jola, and you're beginning to remind me of Papalimo. Rathima, right? I hear you get around. I'm an adventurer myself. The name's Kakame. Hey, we can't have all interesting names like yours. Look, I can cut you in on something fair if you're interested. There's a camp set up east of here by an outfit called the Sons of St. Konak. Scholarly types, you know, studying the, Allegan Empire. It's apparently some sort of ancient civilization. Talk to a fellow called Nazil Duzil there and you have something for you. Good folks, though. Tell them I sent you. I speak for the confraternity of adventurers called Reverend's Toll Home. Take heed, Rathima. We have a common foe, hated enemy, fierce adversary, and his name is Morbol. Sister Rathima, you hate this enemy? Does your heart yearn to slay it? Then do so, sister. Go and slay 3. This is a rite of passage, Sister Rathima. If you were to be part of Revenant's Toll, we must know, do you ring true? Looking for Glaumund, are you? Well, you found him, whoever you are. You're looking to get inside Castle Sentry and you need my help? Oh, something tells me we're gonna get along just fine. So, you have friends at Castle Sentry what want for rescue. That Slaftborn knows me too well. You can count on my help. I've got a score to settle with Imperials, and I never pass on an opportunity to get back at the Horse Sons. But enough about me. Let's talk strategy. Rescuing folk from captivity is a right delicate business. Not a single oversight, just one little blunder, and it's all over. You can't leave any room for uncertainty. For starters, you need to confirm beyond a shadow of a doubt that your friends are where you think they are. You don't want to risk your neck only to discover they've been moved elsewhere. But how can you find out, you ask? By following these instructions. If you approach Sentry from the east, you'll see a swampland to your left called the Tangle. Get in there, never mind all the marbles, and navigate your way to the southwestern corner. You'll come upon some drainage pipes coming down from the stronghold. Don't ask me how I know. One of them leads back up to the command tower. Listen closely. Might be as you can eavesdrop on some happenings within. Once we know for certain that your friends are there, we'll move on to the next stage of the operation. Now get going and Godspeed. What of the captive? Does she still refuse to speak? She may as well be a deaf mute for all the information we've gotten out of her. The others aren't much better. The Allison gets on my nerves most of all. Every time he opens his mouth, it's only to spout gibberish. I do wonder, why is the Tribunus so obsessed with this Minfilia woman? They say she possesses some mystical power, something we Garlands don't have. Mystical power? Like the kind beastmen use? How am I supposed to bloody know? If you're so curious, why don't you ask the Tribunus yourself? As well try to tell more. I like my head where it is, thank you very much. Our break's over. Let's back to our stations. Hear ye, hear all! The mortals are slain, and Rathima has passed the first of Reborn's test of the Reborn's toll ventures. Well, you didn't think there would be just one test, did you? Next trial is by combat. Face our nemesis, the enemies of to sing our threnody, the foe to tag our big toe. See you where I placed a mark on your map? Return alive, sister. It is good to see you again, Rathima. I'm given to understand you have conducted some reconnaissance. Tell me, what were you able to learn? Some Minfilia and the others are indeed at Castle Sentry. Presence thus confirmed, we may proceed with the mission. While you were afield, Sid took the liberty of devising a plan of action. Pray have the details from him. These are 45s. Another adventurous soul. Welcome to St. Connacht's Find. I am Cleotai of the Adventurers Guild. It is my responsibility to meet you hard recruiting industrious men and women who fulfill the guild's many contracts. These contracts can be quite demanding. We cannot afford to assign work to the unqualified. Many of these will require you to travel far from the safety of this encampment. The creatures of Reborn are Dhona not to be trifled with, and I have no desire to send you to your doom. Therefore, I will evaluate you based on your ability to convert your battlecraft leave. Oh, and should you know that you should know I was selected for this post due to my military experience. Do not expect your trial to be an easy one. I should remind you that the client explicitly requested live specimens. It is essential that you do not slay the Nixies. Once you have attempted to sufficiently weaken your quarry, cease your attacks and attempt to soothe it. However, you must take care when attempting to do so, for the attempt fails, the beast may be driven to a frenzy for time. Sons of Saint Connacht draw together for the finest minds of Azoria in order to bend their combined strength upon Allegan question. With such a lofty mission comes certain sacrifices. We have left our homes, our friends, and our families to be here, you see. Many a sob has been stifled in this camp, I am sure. Some of us will be here for moons, others for years. We do know not when we shall find or when. Until then, there are their letters full of news from home. You take these letters to the sons. Hardly a task for an adventurer, but it will give you an opportunity to see what the camp and speak with some of our party. You are the adventurer Rathima, are you not? So far, surveyors have been wounded by hippogriffs within the crystallized area to the north. It is astonishing how fleet and fierce they are in this region. Yet we must teach them to flee, not charge. When the sons of Saint Connacht are about their scholarly business, I suggest you call a few of the hippogriffs that they may learn this lesson. I have a message from the expedition to the south. They're troubled by gigas and fear an attack must come soon. Head south forthwith if you would help us. You are Rathima? I am called Thada. It is true that the adventurers are bound to secrecy whenever they are undertaking a commission? Excellent. You see, I am here for a reason of my own, the lesser moon, Dalamud. The others may burrow ever deeper into the ground, but I look to the sky. 5 years ago, Dalamud flushed like the face of an old king, most wroth before its swelling bulk fell to the earth. I am consumed by the desire to know more. One of the fragments of the baleful satellite lighted in the singing shards, and there I took myself and have been excavating ever since, until an elder Hapalit came and seized the precious artifact. With him, I must have it back. It means everything. You must slay this hated Hapalit and return the fragment to me. I know its weakness well enough from that most dismal encounter. Here's a pepper bomb to use on the fell creature. It was only by flinging a basket of the same peppers in his face that I escaped with my life. An adventurer. You come from the main camp? We fear the message will not reach you in time. The harassment by the gigas goes daily and... Ah! A letter from home. Oh, thank you, adventurer. Oh, we were at the Fortress tree together. What does she want? She's to be wed. What? She's worth two of them, the great Galampiov. Oh, that'll never last. Letter? That's a first. Would that 'tis no ill news. From the pater. Surely the matter is not ill again. Quite the contrary. She's recovered from her dropsy, demanding they return home and give her grandchildren. Nafika be praised. A letter from Gridania. Must be from my wife. Oh, well and prospering. She says that... What? She writes that she has taught her daughter to say, Papa home soon. She can talk. I must her for worst words. It has only been 3 moons since I last saw them.
Go. Idiot bird. All right. Alright. I'm gonna stop that there because the next one is gonna be a dungeon run to level up Paladin and get everything turned in.